A big win for the state today and the Alec Murdaugh double murder trial. Judge Clifton Newman ruled that the financial crimes Alex is accused of will be admitted into court as a possible motive for the murders of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. Our team coverage continues right now outside of the Colleton County Courthouse with Raphael James, Michael Higdon, and Emily Zuhowski. Raph, what does having financial charges admitted into evidence do?
Well, it allows the jury to consider the testimony that is now going to be admitted into the court. They can consider that testimony for motive only. The judge was very clear as he charged them today, saying that it cannot be used to determine character, if Alec Murdaugh was a good guy or not. It can't be used to show his propensity to commit other crimes. That's not what it's for. In this case, it is only to see if he had motive to kill his wife Maggie and son Paul. Allowing that testimony, though, is essentially going to prolong this trial several days, perhaps. It started, and that is starting to weigh on the minds of the jury. Several weeks ago, when they were seated, they were in for a trial of about 2 to 3 weeks, they thought at the time, but allowing this testimony is going to be much longer. And one of the jurors actually sent a note to the judge that that's concerning to them. Of course, these jurors are missing time from work and having to face an extended amount of time here on jury duty could prove problematic for some. With that being said, though, today's ruling does allow for the financial testimony to come into the courtroom. Michael Higdon is live with more on what evidence the jury is likely to see moving forward.
Rob, prosecutors are arguing that Alec killed his wife and son ultimately to distract from the millions of dollars he allegedly stole from his family, friends, clients, and his former law firm. And now with the judge's decision, a jury will be hearing from dozens of witnesses who will testify to Alec's financial woes. Now, according to releases and documents from the South Carolina Attorney General's office, detail the list of 19 indictments and 99 charges from tax evasion, money laundering, and forgery to fraud and beyond, all related to alleged financial crimes dating back years. Prosecutors say those crimes amount to more than $8.7 million swindled from his victims. Up until now, those witnesses were testifying without a jury present, but that will now all change. We can't expect to see multiple people testify again, including the son of Gloria Satterfield, the Murdaugh's former housekeeper. She died after a fall on their property in 2018 in what was once described as a trip and fall accident. The Satterfields were supposed to get millions of dollars from an insurance settlement, but instead an indictment states that Murdaugh and a friend, fellow attorney Corey Fleming, worked together to steal from insurance companies, Satterfield's sons and her estate, pocketing the money themselves. We will also expecting to hear the CEO from the Palmetto State Bank, who says they have evidence that Alec owes them millions. Reporting live in Colleton County, I'm Michael Higdon. Roth, back to you.
Thank you, Michael. And again, another person we're likely to hear from is Mark Tinsley. He's the attorney for the family of Mallory Beach, the young lady who died in the boating accident in which Paul Murdaugh was involved in. He represents the family of Mallory Beach, who is bringing a lawsuit against Alec. Emily Zuhowski was in the courthouse today as he testified for the first time. And Emily, there were some frustrations that boiled over on cross-examination.
We saw fiery banter between the defense and Tinsley over why Tinsley wanted to prove Alec's financial background. Tinsley saying he just could not believe that Alec was broke and he needed to prove it. Tinsley said he filed a motion to compel because Alec told him he was broke. This morning, the defense was noticeably frustrated about why Alec's financial background was necessary. The lawsuit against Alec stems from the 2019 boating crash that killed 19-year-old Mallory Beach. Investigators said Paul was drunk and behind the wheel of his dad's boat before the crash. He was out on bond awaiting trial for the charges in Beach's death before he was shot and killed along with his mother Maggie in 2021. Those charges Paul was facing were dropped when he died after the murders of Paul and Maggie. Tinsley said his expectations of winning a lawsuit against Alec changed.
Initially, probably say the first week, there was the shock and horror of what had happened, and nobody really thought about anything other than that. But pretty quickly, I recognized that the case against Alec, if he were a victim of some vigilante, would in fact be over.
When Judge Newman announced that those alleged financial crimes would be admitted into court, Alec and his family, those that were in the courtroom, they did not have any visible reaction. Reporting in Carleton County, Emily Suhowski, Live 5 News. Roth.
Thank you very much, Emily. We also on the stand heard from Alec Murdaugh's mother's caregiver. She took the stand to talk about how unusual it was for Alec to show up at his mother's home that time of night, about 8:30. She even testified that the whole time Alec was there, his mother was in and out of sleep, and that Alex's total time there was about 20 minutes. There was also extensive testimony in the courtroom concerning her seeing Alec Murdaugh holding a blue tarp. There was some controversy as to whether it was a tarp or whether it was a raincoat that also came into evidence. Of course, we'll have more for you tonight at 6 o'clock on that. Reporting live from the Carleton County Courthouse, I'm Raphael James. Back to you.
All right, Roth, thank you. Now, we will be in the courtroom throughout the trial, bringing you the latest on air and online with our streaming service. Our Live 5 News team coverage of the Murdaugh murder trial will continue at 6 o'clock this evening. And for more on the murder case, we have a tab full of the stories that led up to this trial. Just head over to live5news.com, click on the News tab, and you'll find those stories that started it all.